Up until now, you may have used the sort method to sort strings in an array, but for anything else, it's probably not very helpful. If you call sort alone without passing in an argument, JavaScript automatically converts each element to a string and then orders them according to their Unicode value. Let's take a look. I will start by creating a constant to store our new sorted array. I'm also going to create a copy of the original array by using the spread operator here with a brand new array. You may recall that if you want to create a new array that does not point to the same location in memory, you have to scoop out a copy of the elements and put them into a brand new array, and then you have two different arrays that are in two different locations in memory. The reason this is important is because unlike map and filter, sort actually mutates the original array unless you make a copy. If we want this array to stay the same, we need to make a copy here and then sort it, and then that new sorted array gets stored in our constant. So let's call sort, but we are going to intentionally not pass in any sort of anonymous function. Let's log our new array. And we see that our numbers are not sorted as we might have hoped they would be. They're still numbers, but they were treated like strings. So we need a new way to use sort so that these will actually be in ascending order as expected. Let's create a new one, and this time we'll call it clean ascending sort. Again, we'll make a copy of the original array, call sort, but this time we're going to pass in a comparator as a callback. This is a function that allows you to examine two different elements at a time. So let's just call them A and B. And then for every single iteration, if you return A minus B, it will use this to determine whether an element needs to be moved upward to a higher index or downward to a lower index. JavaScript keeps comparing until it has every single one in order. Let's log this. And now our numbers are in order. Now let's look at another more complex example where we have an array of objects. We want to sort these cargo containers in descending order based on their weight so that the heaviest will be first. I'm going to create a constant called heaviest cargo first. I'll make a copy of the original array and then call sort. And now I'm going to create my two parameters. I'm going to call it vessel A and vessel B. Be a little bit more specific with my naming. Because this is going to be a little bit longer, I'm going to open up brackets and use the return keyword. But then we will just compare vessel B dot mass tons minus vessel A dot mass tons. Now we have a header that's already logged for us. Let's use forEach to print each of the containers one at a time from our new array. Remember that forEach does not return an array. It just allows you to perform side effects like logging to the console. So I'll call forEach and pass in for every single element, which is an object representing cargo. We are going to log cargo.container ID, and then after a hyphen, log cargo.mass tons. Let's run that. Okay, and we see the reconfigured stowage bay manifest starts with the heaviest, 88, and works its way down in descending order. So you may be wondering, how do we control ascending versus descending? It's very simple. Whichever one you call A, if you want it to be ascending, you just do A minus B. If you want it to be descending, you use A and B and subtract A from B so that it will sort all of the elements in the opposite direction. So I hope these examples have been helpful. There are lots of other ways that you can build comparator functions, and I encourage you to continue exploring how to do this effectively for different types of arrays with different data that it stores. Going to make a quick commit here. Completed sorting demo. And now we'll look at the practice. You're going to be able to practice doing some of the same things I just did with an array of numbers and an array of objects. And that will help you feel a little bit more confident with passing a callback function into sort so that you can sort more effectively. That's all I've got. I will see you in the next one.